Hi everyone, this is Sandy. Welcome back to Easy Cooking. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make 3 different salsas. The first one is going to be a Chipotle Salsa. This one is really easy, delicious, and it has a smoky flavor. This one is perfect to go with tacos, tostadas, or you can put it on whatever you want and it's going to be delicious. The second one is going to be a dry chili sauce. This one is perfect to make enchiladas or chilaquiles. You can also make a pork and potato stew with this one and it's going to be delicious. The third one is my favorite. This one is called Salsa de Molcajete. It's a very rustic kind of salsa and we're going to grind all the ingredients by hand, so hopefully you will enjoy this video. Let's get started. You'll find the list of ingredients in the description box of this video, and you will also find it in my blog where you can print the whole recipe. Let's get started. So we're going to start with the Chipotle Salsa. So heat up a large skillet or griddle on high heat and rub it with a little bit of oil. Then we're going to toast the tomatoes, and remember the tomatoes are cut in half so they will cook faster. And in the same skillet we will also toast the onion and the garlic, and we're going to toast everything for about 5 to 7 minutes or until they are nice and soft. And remember, you're trying to toast all the ingredients on all sides, so just flip them around a couple times while they are toasting. Once everything is nice and soft, place them in a blender, and then we're going to add in the chipotle peppers, and I'm using a small can of chipotle peppers in adobo. And remember, if you don't want the salsa to be so spicy, you can add less chipotle peppers according to your taste. And into the blender we will also add in some cilantro. The cilantro is to taste. I'm adding about 1/4 cup of fresh cilantro. And we will also add in 1 cup of water. Then season this with salt and black pepper to taste. Then blend on high until you get your desired consistency and texture. I want my salsa to be kind of chunky, so I'm only going to be blending it for about 2 minutes. But you can blend it for as long as you want to get your desired consistency. And once the salsa is done, then taste the flavor. Add more salt and pepper if needed. And once you're happy with the flavor, the salsa is done, so you're ready to serve it. And this salsa will go perfect with the tacos that you saw on my last video, so don't forget to check them out. Now we're going to make the dry chili sauce. So we're going to start by peeling off the tomatillos, then rinse them with warm water, and then cut them in half or in quarters if they are too big. Now preheat a skillet or griddle on high heat and roast the tomatillos for about 5 to 6 minutes or until they are soft on all sides. We will also pan roast the garlic and the onion. So while these ingredients get some color, now we're going to remove the seeds and the stems from the dry chilies. And for this recipe I'm using Puya chilies, but feel free to use guajillo peppers or mirasol peppers. And if you want to add more heat, feel free to add about 2 or 3 chile de árbol peppers. The chile de árbol is another Mexican dry chili. It's really long and thin and spicy, so 2 or 3 will go a long way. Be very careful with them. So just remove the stems and then shake the chilies a little bit and the seeds will fall right away. As you can see now, the tomatillos, the garlic and the onion have a little color. They are softer also. So I'm going to remove them from the skillet. I'm going to place them in a container. And then in that same skillet I'm going to add a little bit of oil. And then I'm going to toast the chili peppers on both sides for about 40 seconds to a minute on each side. And like I said, I added a splash of oil, but the oil is optional. You can omit it if you want to. And we're just going to toast the peppers for about 40 seconds to a minute on each side. Once the peppers are done, place them with the rest of the ingredients in the container. And then once all the ingredients are done, now we're going to pour about 3 or 4 cups of hot water on them. And then we're going to set them aside for about 15 minutes, just so the dry chilies will get soft. After 15 minutes or so, the chilies are well soaked and soft, so place everything in a blender and add about 1 cup of water. I'm using the water that I used to soak the ingredients, and then to this we will also add salt to taste and a little bit of cilantro. The cilantro is also to taste, and then blend on high until you get a soft sauce. I recommend that you blend this on high for about 5 to 6 minutes, just so the peppers will get really well blended. And once the sauce is done, then taste the flavor and add more salt and pepper if needed. And if you want, you can strain the salsa And that's about it. I'm not going to be straining the salsa because I like the consistency that it has, but if you want, feel free to strain it. And that's it. Once you're happy with the flavor, the salsa is ready. And this salsa is great to make red chilaquiles or red enchiladas, and it also makes a great potato stew. I really recommend this one to you, and it's also great for dipping. Now to make the salsa de molcajete, wash and disinfect the tomatoes and the serrano peppers. Now cut the tomatoes in half or in quarters, and then heat up a skillet or griddle on high heat, and then we're going to toast the tomatoes, the garlic and the serrano peppers for about 6 to 10 minutes or until they are nice and soft. And you want to toast them on all sides, so just flip them around a couple times. The garlic is the first to get nice and brown and soft, so as soon as it's done, remove it from the skillet and set it aside. And remember, we're going to be grinding everything by hand, so the softer they are, the easier it will be to grind them. So just keep on toasting the serrano peppers and the tomatoes on all sides until they are nice and tender. As you can see, the tomatoes are nice and brown and soft, so now I'll remove them from the skillet as well and just continue to toast the peppers until they are tender for a couple more minutes. Here I have all the ingredients ready. Now we're going to grind them, and for that we need a molcajete. I think it's called a mortar in English. So grab a molcajete and we're going to start with the garlic. So season the garlic with salt and whole black pepper, and we're just going to grind this until the garlic is completely puree. The garlic will impregnate the mortar with its flavor, and the rest of the ingredients will also be able to absorb all the flavor. So once the garlic is done, now we're going to start grinding the serrano peppers, and I'm going to cut them in half, but this step is optional. So we're just going to grind the peppers until you get your desired texture. Like I said, this salsa is very rustic and chunky, so just keep on grinding the ingredients until you get your desired texture. The texture and the consistency depends on you. So after you're done with the serrano peppers, now we're going to add in the tomatoes and just grind them together with the rest of the ingredients until again you get your desired texture and consistency. And for this recipe, we won't be adding any liquid to the salsa. We don't need any water at all. All the juice that we need is going to be coming from the tomatoes. It's supposed to be a very thick and chunky salsa. So once you're done, stir everything to combine all the ingredients, then taste the flavor and add more salt and pepper if needed. And once you're happy with the flavor, you're done, you can serve it. And this is a great salsa. It's really spicy, so be very careful with it, and it goes great with anything, so I hope you like it. Enjoy! To print this and some other delicious recipes, please don't forget to visit my blog. The link is going to be down below. And remember, you will also find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Pinterest. I'm everywhere, so all the links are going to be down below. If you want, you can check them out. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be notified of future updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!